The American reality show My 600 Pound Life, which airs on the TLC network, is centered around morbidly obese people trying to lose weight. As the name suggests, it focuses on people whose body weight exceeds 600 pounds, a weight far exceeding the average window of obesity. Because of the extreme physical conditions featured on the show, it's no surprise that many of the people featured have suffered severe health problems. Although the show is centered around the conceit of these individuals overcoming their struggles, they aren't always successful. Sometimes it's just too little, too late. Join Facts First as we take a look at My 600 Pound Life stars who died after the show. My 600 Pound Life has been on the air since 2012, with over 100 episodes having been produced. The show follows people whose body weight exceeds 600 pounds. An average episode will depict their struggle and then show their attempts to overcome their struggle and reach a healthier body weight. They're aided by the show's on-call doctor, Dr. Now. The methods used by Dr. Now can range from diet to surgery and usually consist of a mix of the two. Sometimes stars are successful, sometimes they aren't. When successful, that success doesn't always carry on after the star's time on the show is over. There have been many episodes where they checked in on people from past episodes, but not all their paths have ended in a happy story. In fact, 8 people who've been featured on the show have died after appearing. 600 pounds far exceeds the average window for being considered morbidly obese, which is a label that carries with it a greater deal of weight than many people realize. Being morbidly obese means your body weight exceeds the healthy average for your body type by 100 pounds or more. Given that the average healthy weight for an individual is generally something akin to around 200 pounds, the stars of My 600 Pound Life are well beyond the boundaries of a stable weight. Excessive body weight can be incredibly dangerous. It's only natural when you're focusing on such morbidly obese individuals, some of them are bound to experience unpleasant fates at the hand of their weights. First, let's take a look at Season 1 contestant Henry Foots. When Henry was first introduced to the show, he weighed 715 pounds. His journey on the show spanned several years. At first, it was a gigantic success. Over the course of 7 years, he lost 440 pounds, reaching a much more ideal weight of 275. Henry proved to be one of the show's greatest success stories. However, he went on to be one of its greatest tragedies. Henry's successes were mired in tragedy from the beginning, when he suffered the loss of his father early into his journey. After this, he began to experience many health problems of his own. In 2012, he was driving a commercial bus when he lost control due to a medical problem and crashed into a pedestrian. The pedestrian was killed, and Henry's own death was announced a year later. Although the cause of Henry's death is unknown, his history of medical problems and potentially the guilt he felt from accidentally killing this pedestrian might have been a heavy burden to bear. Let's take a look at Sean Milliken. Sean was brought onto the show during the 4th season. He was a grown man who was physically dependent on his mother as a result of his weight, having weighed 1,003 pounds at his heaviest. Due to his weight, which was considered excessive even by the show's already egregious standards, Sean was approved for weight loss surgery. This surgery removed 500 pounds from the man, but he went on to start gaining it back almost immediately. Seemingly averse to change, Sean's life took a turn for the worse when his mother passed away in 2017. To make matters even worse, his home was devastated by Hurricane Harvey soon afterwards. In February of 2019, Sean was reported to have passed away as a result of his heart stopping. He simply stopped breathing and couldn't be resuscitated. He was 29 years old. Next up is Season 5's James King. James grew to depend on food as a coping mechanism due to troubles at home when he was younger, and this led him to an adult weight of 735 pounds. His bout with his weight on the show proved unsuccessful, with him weighing 788 by his episode's end. A subsequent episode showed he had gone up over 800 pounds before plummeting down to around 500 around the time of his death in 2020. The cause of his death was given as septic shock, leading to kidney failure. At the time of his death, he was 49. Not long before his death, My 600 Pound Life cut ties with James as a result of his apparent failure to follow the show's weight loss regimen. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. And stick around. We've got a lot more about My 600 Pound Life stars. The 6th season of My 600 Pound Life featured 3 stars who went on to die after appearing on the show. The first was Robert Bouchel. Robert experienced many traumas throughout his life, including sexual assault as a young child and the death of his brother. This trauma, mixed with the fact that his family owned a fried chicken restaurant, made Robert the ideal overeater. By the time he appeared on the show, he weighed 842 pounds. Although Robert saw some success with his weight loss program, he eventually became too depressed to comply with his regimen. He took to painkillers to quell his depression and died of a heart attack in November of 2017. Although he did manage to lose over 300 pounds before the time of his death, the negative effects that the weight had already taken on his health were too severe. James Bonner is the second of season 6's stars to have met a tragic end. Bonner was a success during his time on the show, going from a relatively modest 642 pounds to 326. Despite this success, Bonner was still plagued by other issues that no one understood. In August of 2018, he was found dead from a gunshot wound to the head in a public park. Even those closest to the man are unsure what caused him to pull the trigger, and his death stands as one of the most mysterious and tragic in My 600-Pound Life's history. Lisa Fleming was the last star to appear on the 6th season of My 600-Pound Life, who died afterwards. Strangely, she died the exact same month that James Bonner did, August of 2018. When Lisa came onto the show, she weighed 704 pounds. Despite her time on the show being deemed unsuccessful, she was reported by her daughter to have lost 200 pounds before the time of her death. At 50 years old, however, too much damage had already been done to her body by years of excessive body weight. Kelly Mason was a star on the 7th season. She weighed 726 pounds when she came on the program. Similar to Robert Bouchel, Kelly Mason took to overeating as a result of trauma from a sexual assault that was perpetrated upon her at a young age by a neighbor. Kelly's journey on the show was largely successful, losing 383 pounds. However, she died soon after this success due to heart failure. She was 41 years old. Kelly was still in the midst of having her successful journey documented by the camera crew, which made her death that much more disturbing. According to the show's doctor, Dr. Now, she had a lot of potential to make even more progress. He was also keen to point out her death was in no way caused by any failure on her part to follow her weight loss regimen. Finally, let's look at Kalisa Mcmillan, who appeared on the 8th season. When Kalisa came on the show, she was 643 pounds. She had struggled with heart issues previously, having survived a heart attack at 39. This was only a short time prior to her appearance on the show. As a result of weight loss surgery, Kalisa managed to lose 145 pounds on the show. However, she soon suffered a severe complication as a result of her surgery. Apparently, a suture popped. This caused severe internal hemorrhaging, resulting in her being put on life support. She passed away soon afterwards. Like Kelly, she was also 41 years old. Given that the show is still producing episodes, it's likely we'll see a few more tragic stories before the show finishes. However, we'll also get to see plenty of success stories. What's your favorite tale from My 600-Pound Life? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.